Hello everyone, this is Theme Park Central, and today I'm going to review the Galactic Starcruiser. I believe this video will also be uploaded to my Star Wars channel, The Commander, where I will be posting out a video on that new Kenobi trailer soon, so stay tuned for that one. It should be coming out very soon, but the Starcruiser, now I have not been on it because it's $6,000 for a family to go for 2 nights, which is very expensive, obviously. One of the most expensive things you can do at Disney. But it does look much better than we anticipated, and this video is just going to be talking about all the things that happen. So yeah, let's just start off with the experience when you get to the ship. Now I have not witnessed this, but I have watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I don't care about getting spoiled because it's going to be a while till I do this, and it's gonna probably be changed up at that point, and you can kind of go off and do whatever you want, do different side missions. So the entrance, it's a little like backstage area. It's not the best looking. You just have some forest area, and then you're going into there's like these stone slabs that have signs on them, and then you see the entrance to the place where the ship is, the docking bay or whatever, and it's a pretty uninteresting looking entrance. It's really just concrete. So that's not too interesting, but I do hear that there's valet parking and lots of white glove services here on the Starcruiser. So at least you're going to be treated like you're a high paying customer. That's the good news. You're not going to be treated like you went to a regular Disney hotel. So that is the good news. I'll explain the main reason why this is not worth it a little later. It's expensive no matter what, but it's specifically not worth it, but I'll talk more about that later in this video. So you kind of enter, they take your luggage and deliver that to your room when you get up there, so that's very nice. So then I think the thing you use to take it up to the shuttle to the Halcyon, which is the name of the Starcruiser. I'm not sure if that's an elevator or just a static room. I think it's an elevator to get you up to the Atrium level. So you take that, and so then you're going to get up there, and you enter the Atrium. I'm not too familiar with the layout because I have not been on it. But the Atrium, it looks pretty nice. It's very fancy looking. Now, not all of the ship looks like a fancy Star Wars yacht liner or whatever, because that's what it's supposed to be, but I'll talk more about that as well. So then I think there's some kind of pre-show, captain's reception, that kind of stuff. In the atrium, you can also get some drinks I think they have out there, so that's nice. That's all free. Pretty much the only thing you're going to find yourself paying for, it's like those alcoholic beverages and that kind of stuff. That's what doesn't come with the ship admission. So you get up there, you have the atrium, there's a few side panels that are a TV screen, and that shows hyperspace and all that stuff. But then you're right next to the bridge area. The bridge is pretty cool. The screens overall throughout the ship don't look that great. They're blurry, and well, they look better in the bridge, but in the rooms, the screens are very blurry, and they really need to fix that because that's quite disappointing. So yeah, it's very nice at the bridge. There's like a second floor, but that's just the show area where all the characters are gonna be. And then at the bridge, you can meet the characters. And the cool thing about the characters and the actors for the Starcruiser, it's that they're not like you watch them in the show. You're literally right next to these characters, these aliens, which is the coolest part of the whole thing. You have all these aliens, the female Rhodian keyboardist, Wani, I'm pretty sure she's called, and she is just super cool. They have the whole the whole face, it's like can move and stuff. It looks like an actual Rhodian. Now I'd love to see more of this. I hope this is just a preview of what will come, because I'll talk about this in my next expansions video, which will come out later next week. I think it would actually be really good for Disney to do a Star Wars theme park. And maybe they do Marvel too, but currently they don't own all of those rights. So yeah, Star Wars, it's Disney's most powerful IP because they don't have Marvel. So that is my opinion. So yeah, you get to see all the characters. There's the Twi'lek, Popstar, Gaia, she's there. The First Order Lieutenant, I forget when exactly he appears, but he can be a good character. And then, so my favorite characters are the Lieutenant. I don't like the captain of the ship that much. She's just not that interesting. She's kind of boring. Then you have the cruise director. She's more interesting than the captain, because she's more like exciting and trying to get the guests to have a fun time. And then Chewie shows up eventually. Rey, Kylo Ren, everybody shows up pretty much. Unfortunately, it is the sequel trilogy, which is all we have got in the parks for Star Wars. I guess you could count Star Tours, but that's just a simulator ride. So I really hope we get some Mandalorian style stuff. Eventually that would, like, if this was a Mandalorian hotel, they would have to build more than 100 rooms for it, even if it was $6,000. So, yeah, so then, aside from that, at some point you go in the Crown of Corellia dining room, which it's kind of bland, and that's one of my biggest complaints. Sure, it has like these cool light fixtures on the top, but yeah, just kind of white and boring, and that would be fine for a regular Star Wars ship, but this is a super fancy one, so I think they need to make it fancier. As far as other locations go, I'm just gonna knock all of those out. There's the maintenance machinery room, which is really cool. You do some activities there with the First Order and stuff if you want to do that side mission, as people on the data pad will be like texting you almost side missions to do. So that's actually pretty cool. But they did promise that for Galaxy's Edge, and that was supposed to be free with park admission, but now it costs $6,000. So yeah, so that's a shame that they didn't include the good stuff in the theme park. I guess they determined that maybe just a theme park atmosphere, you couldn't do that kind of stuff because it's everybody. It's people that are just on vacation to Florida and that kind of stuff, instead of people that are Star Wars diehard fans going there. So that's why a Star Wars theme park would be really good, because like Star Wars people only, And so yeah, they have the dining room, they have the whole bar area, which looks pretty cool. You have Shabbat tournaments and stuff there, so that's pretty cool. Just, you don't have too much time, that's the problem. So 2 days, you're not getting your money's worth, because 2 days, I don't know, 2 days is like the shortest thing you can do for a hotel without just staying there to sleep, So 2 days is actually very short. 2 nights specifically. They also have, this is pretty funny, they have a environment simulator, climate simulator, and that's just going outside if you want to breath of fresh air, so you can kind of see what it's like. It says it's synced to Batu, but we all know it's just here on Earth, so it's probably pretty hot out there in the Florida sun as well, so that's pretty funny. And then the rooms, let's talk about the rooms now. So the rooms are good. They are definitely Star Warsy. I know that's a weird term, but yeah, they definitely feel like you're in Star Wars, which is good, but they don't feel like you're on this luxury yacht. And that's kind of what it is, a Star Wars luxury yacht. That's what it's supposed to be, at least. They feel like they have the white hallways and orange outlines for the doors, which is exactly what you see on the Resistance cruisers from the movies. If you go and watch The Last Jedi or something like that, it looks more like those cruisers, and I'm like, well, were you going off of that and not maybe some space yachts like the Naboo space yachts or the ones the one in Solo where Dryden Voss or whatever its name was there in that kind of style. So yeah, the rooms they're good. Like the bathrooms, decent. No pictures or anywhere or anything like that. So that's a bit disappointing. Bathrooms, they're good. They have the themed products, which is really cool. The themed like beauty products and all that kind of stuff. And then let's just talk about the standard room first. So you're gonna have your main bed, which looks pretty nice. The bunk beds have plenty of room for people to sleep in. 6 foot at least. I think the max is probably about 6'4" for those bunk beds, so they're actually bigger than they look. And they have a pretty good view, especially if you get the top one. And then some of the standard rooms have like the pull-down bed next to the TV, and the TV is actually pretty cool. I don't know too much about like what channels you get, but I do know that they kind of track where your ship is in relation to the other planets, so that's pretty cool. And overall, it's a cool room. You just don't get to stay in it enough. And actually, I was looking at some pictures, and they have the Galaxy class suite, and they actually have a secret tunnel in that one. It's really cool looking. You go from the family room area to the bedroom. It's like a crawl space, and that's actually really cool. Neat touch there. So the rooms are like an 8 out of 10. They're not like they're good. They're good for hotel rooms. They're just not like what they should be. They need to be that luxury feel. So what else have I missed? They do have the Jedi training room, which that's a pretty cool area. Some cool stuff there. It's just a shame you don't get to use that new lightsaber that they touted. Well, I guess we're not far enough into the future to actually wield those lightsabers in battle, because in the final scene, Rey ignited the new style of lightsaber, but then she had to put it down and grab the other kind. So yeah, we're not far enough into the future to have actual lightsaber fights. We'll have to wait another 20 years or something, but I promise you, eventually we will be able to have actual lightsaber fights, and it might be pretty dangerous. So yeah, we don't have the real lightsabers quite yet. We kind of do, kind of don't. So yeah, that Jedi training area, it's pretty cool, and then you just have like a bunch of hallways and stuff. I don't think there's any other main points of interest on the ship. So now we're going to talk about the box truck to Starcruiser. It's actually a ship that's taking you there, but it's not that interesting. I mean, it's detailed. I hear it feels like a box truck, so that's a shame. I wish they would have used maybe like at first when they first like 3 years ago when they first mentioned that transport to Galaxy's Edge. I don't know why I was just thinking like a monorail type system that takes you there. That was just my first thought. But so yeah, they used the box truck. And then in Galaxy's Edge, I think there's a few hints towards the Halcyon, a few like an overlay on Smuggler's Run, so that's nice. And then you can do all the missions and then redeem new experiences on the ship, so that's cool. Now let's talk about the like main event. So they're gonna have a ton of events. They have like Star Wars Bingo. They have some of Gaia's performances. They have Sabacc tournaments. All kinds of stuff. You're probably like if there's 20 of those events, you're probably gonna be able to go to less than half of them. That's how many of them there are. So that does kind of do the re-rideability or whatever it is, stayability, whatever you want to call it, because this isn't a ride, it is a hotel, but no, it's not a hotel, it's an experience. So yeah, it's a hotel, but you don't go to other places, you just stay there. And sure, you could go to like Toy Story Land when you're in the park, but I just don't see the fun in that. And yeah, Toy Story Land's not even that good of a land, and yeah, that would kind of be weird. So yeah, then you get back on the ship, and then let's talk about the dinners. And I hear the food is pretty good. It seems I like that they have you can like the dispensers with the blue and green milk. I like the drinks quite a bit. You can go to the bar and get some of the drinks there, so I actually like the drinks. But the food, it seems pretty good. It's very interesting because it's like these flavors from Asia, Africa, and they're kind of just disguised in Star Wars. So overall, the food looks pretty good. The first night for the dinner is it's a show with Gaia where Gaia performs with her little band, and yeah, that looks pretty cool. And then the other night, I don't like it as much because they don't really have the live entertainment. It's like a few courses around the galaxy, and the chefs like present the food and like how it relates to the planet and that kind of stuff. That's all right, but it's just not as interesting for like the farewell dinner. It should be better for the second night, and yeah, maybe like some kind of stage dinner. Maybe there's actually like shooting, the stormtroopers are shooting someone during dinner. I think that would have been better for the second night because that kind of, the second dinner doesn't really fit with the storyline at that point. And then on the third day, they kind of just say, eat your breakfast and get out of here. They want you to get out of there so they can start loading it for the next group. So yeah, and this is, now I'm going to talk about the main problem for the price, and that's that it's 2 nights for the ridiculous amount of money. 2 nights, you barely get to do much. So as for, I think 3 nights would work, because you don't want to overdo everything. Yeah, I feel like 3 nights would work for all the experiences that they have available on the ship and in Batu. So 3 nights would be much better. You'd just be able to do more. Although I see why they did 2 nights, because they only have like one at a time. So it's like the entire hotel. All the cast members are doing this thing for 2 nights and then they do it again. It's not like an actual hotel where everybody's on different schedules. Everybody's on the same schedule here, and I guess you don't want it to be too grueling for the cast members and the actors. The actors are very good, by the way. One of those first, they switch out over time. The first order lieutenant, he can be a very great actor. So yeah, it's just great casting, the best we've seen at Disney recently. It's really promising that we're gonna get this kind of stuff back in the parks, but with just spending and all of that stuff, who knows? And the other thing is that COVID doesn't really exist. I know it's not going down, the numbers are going down right now, but it does still exist at the Disney parks apparently, but you can go to the galaxy far, far away and there's no sign of it there. You're all close, maskless with the Star Wars characters, which I think is fine at this point. Just bring that to the parks. Can we have those close meet and greets with Mickey again? I think we definitely should be able to have those again. The ads masks aren't required in the parks, like no one has to wear them, so I just don't understand the logic there. That I understand, like if there was a COVID mask requirement or something for the ship, then no one would be going, paying $6,000 to wear a mask. No one would be going, but just the meet and greets they should bring back to the park. That's my main idea there. So that is going to do it for this video. I will be talking more about Star Wars in the Disney parks next week for that finale of the Disney expansions video. So stay tuned for that, and I'll have some more vlogs coming out soon. So that is going to do it for this video. This is Theme Park Central.